What's up, y'all?
What's up? What's up?
It's Mr. B keeping it in the road.
Yeah.
We got the podcast and we going live right now on YouTube. I got my co-drive in the truck. DC Wolf, can I get that? DC Wolf. Ow! Oh! That's right, Wolf be driving that truck at nighttime. He a wolf out there. Welcome to the live on Mr. B Trucking Institute. How you doing, Wolf?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Check it out, man.
What's up?
I got on my fatigue.
Uh-oh.
Because we about to go to marriage boot camp.
Woo!
I got my tea.
Mm-hmm.
So we about to sip on some grown folk tea. We about to see how this love in the truck works.
Oh, we talking
Come
about
on,
love
bro.
in the truck. All right. So, speaking of love in the truck, let me bring on our dispatcher right quick, and she gonna talk to us about, or tell us who's in the bunk. Where Miss Foodie at? What's up, Miss Foodie Fancy? What's happening with you?
Man, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to get y'all act together. I need this stuff delivered quick. Next time I get a phone call that something ain't delivered right, we gonna have some problems, and I'm gonna start docking pay.
Hey, that's on Clint. He was supposed to get. I know we had some them liver. That liver we would take it down to Waycross. You know what I'm saying?
No, really. All jokes aside, listen, guys. I got something. Listen, I just found out some news that just blew my mind. We have this trucker, right? Truck driver Tim Allen. He went into this grill's place. It's called Mill Grill over in Virginia, and he went to buy a barbecue sandwich. And while he was there, a ticket drawn, you know, like a little lottery drawing or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it went in raffle tickets. That's what he bought. He bought a raffle ticket. He bought two, as a matter of fact. Dude came out a millionaire.
Wow. Wow.
We went in there was a barbecue sandwich and bought the winning raffle ticket. And you know, dude is a millionaire.
Can we get Tim on the show? Can we get Tim on the show?
I know, right? I need Tim, but if Tim come on the show, I'm gonna need him to put some of them dividends in there.
Yes, holler at us, Tim. Holler at us.
Boy, I tell you like this, with them truck drivers, the weight of his stomach was to $1 million. He think about that barbecue.
That's what I'm saying.
He got $1 million.
Yeah, for sure.
Love in the truck, love in the food, everything. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get on to who we got in our sleeping berth in the bunk with us today. As a matter of fact, this person has been with us before, Tiff Bailey, but we have her husband with us, Jimmy Bailey, that's going to talk to us about what it's like to be in a relationship in the trucking industry. And not only that, they got the top person in the family with them. Oh, Zemiah, a little bit on there. She's handling business. So we want to bring them on. Guys, let's go ahead and bring on Tiff and Jimmy.
All right.
What's going on, family?
Hey, what's up with you?
Nothing much. I see the queen sitting over there. Look, what's going on, Zemiah?
Maya took a royal nap that quick.
Look,
she was just up and she just out.
I understand, child. A nap and had me in a chokehold all day. I ain't yielded to it yet. I just need my bed to DDT me. That's all I need.
It must be a good life when you could just take random naps whenever you feel like it. That's it. That's it.
When you the boss, you can do that, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Running the show. But listen, look, as she's running the show, I'm gonna give it over to these guys as they run this show. And I'm gonna let you guys know one thing. What we're gonna do, drivers? We're gonna
keep it in
the road.
All right, this Foodie Fancy. Y'all take care.
All right, Foodie. You be good. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. So we here with Jimmy and Tiff. Love in the truck.
Let me get my tea. I got my tea.
All right. So I'm gonna let Wolf. I'm gonna let you start off with this interview. You go ahead.
All right, now Jimmy. Now I ain't gonna hold it against you because you got that Georgia stuff on, bro. I ain't gonna even hold that against you, man. I'm just gonna buy. Congratulations. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna talk about that Georgia SEC talk. We'll do that later. I ain't gonna hold it against you, bro. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Y'all deserve it. 40 something years, y'all. Anyway, let me ask y'all a question.
They did play a middle school football team, though.
Say what? What you say? What?
They played a middle school football team to win the championship, didn't they?
Heavy as the head. Heavy as the head.
Y'all beat up them elementary kids, I tell you. All right.
Hey, let me ask you, Jimmy. Jim, how did you get into trucking, man? How did you get into trucking industry? What's your story?
Well, I started driving back in got my license back in 2012, and trucking intrigued me just for the simple fact I got tired of doing manual labor. You know, sitting in that truck, I'm in a temperature-controlled environment, and I'm pretty much by myself. You know what I mean? So that works well with me. I don't have to worry about co-workers and their job performance. So as long as I'm in that truck and I can kind of control the way situations are, and temperature control and getting paid to sit on my ass is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. Now the last time we talked, Tiff was saying that she was like Jordan and you were like Pippen. I think that's what she was saying. So I'm trying to figure out, do you agree with that, Jimmy? Because who Jordan and who Pippen?
At the end of the day, we both got the same amount of rings, so you know that doesn't bother me, man. You know, I do know that it is easier to change the perspective than it is to change reality. So if she feels like she's doing it, I definitely will.
Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on.
Block and rebound.
Say that again, Jimmy. Say that again.
I know that it is easier to change the perspective than it is to change reality.
Man, that's Jordan right there, man. I'm going with Jimmy Jordan, whatever. I ain't stuck with Tiff. Tiff Pippen. Matter of fact, after that comment right there, I'm gonna go and say Jimmy Jordan and you know what? Tiff Cartwright.
That's terrible. I can't That's bad, man.
God.
You have to be more careful.
Nah, but speaking of that, I'm gonna let Clint hit this next question. But the reality is that y'all the team. That's what mattered the most.
That's what's up.
Y'all the team, and you know, Tiff was saying she was Jordan, so I just had to go and bring that up. So
and
go ahead.
On the slip, that's some of that light skin stuff, because I ain't say that. But that's all right, though. It's all right.
Till, we snitching tonight, man. We snitching.
I see. And it ain't even dry snitching. It's lubricated. It ain't even dry. It's extra lubricated. Y'all show it.
We being messy, man.
Hey.
All right. Okay, we going to the next question because we got this one too. Jim, we'll start with Jimmy because we got Tiff perspective. And y'all can go back and watch the other video, Women in the Truck, to get Tiff perspective on this. Right. Jimmy, how did y'all meet, man? How did y'all meet?
All the lies.
Oh man, it was a hot summer day. Tell me the hot summer day in Olathe, Kansas, man. At that time, I was a lease operator / trainer for this company, and she came walking past me with some little bit ass shorts on, man. And I have a thing. Well, I used to have a thing for women with big legs. And that Mississippi shit was showing real good then. I'm sorry for cussing. I don't know what y'all protocol with cussing. I got a potty mouth. But,
yeah. We're going to keep it clean. We're going to keep it clean, Jimmy, but go ahead. Come on.
All right, but yeah, she walked past, man, with her legs all out, man. Mm-hmm. And we kind of made eye contact, and, you know, she just told me I was the prettiest thing since a Ken dog, man. We exchanged numbers, man, and she took me out to eat.
Jesus.
She just flattered me, man. I was so flattered, I was blushing. And Lord. She really treated me like a king, man.
Y'all take off all y'all jewelry, because when the lightning strikes, it's going to be so bad.
Yeah, man. She really she really courted me, man. She really courted me, man. She showed me how interested she was. You know, she called me like 32 times that night while I was trying to sleep. Mind you, I was in Olathe, man. I was like 600 miles from my stop that I had to make in Wyoming the next morning. So I was just trying to sleep.
Yeah.
She wouldn't leave me alone, man.
Boy. So you ain't have
to hold on,
no
Clint.
lines
That sounds like some light skin stuff right there. That sounds like some.
Don't sound light skin. It sounds Chico DeBarge light skin.
That's some Chico. Hold on. No. The way Jimmy said there, Tiff, that sounds like some T.I. light skin.
Man, look, this dude needs a promotion. That story was amazing. He needs a contract with Disney.
Yeah.
She was stuttering that same way she's stuttering right now. When she was professing her love to me, she said, you just so handsome.
You know what? Wolf, I'm gonna take Jimmy's story.
Come on.
I can't make this up. I can't make this up.
Don't take that. If y'all listeners want to know the truth now, y'all supposed to get a real raw. They don't want lies. See, now, first and foremost, y'all need to advise y'all listeners before they listen to what he just said to buy some boots, because that shit was real deep and it wasn't real at all. Look, now, I would be more than glad to tell y'all what actually happened. It's not right. And then we was on our way down the street. We just ended up on 75 North, and God knows where we did. Because that was...
I can't make this up.
Boy.
Yeah,
that's not how that happened. That's not how that happened. It was true. It was a summer day. I did have on shorts. All that was true. Truth of the matter is, Jim he was a trainer. I was a rookie. I was completely green. I was actually, when I met him, he was picking up a student. I was a student waiting on my trainer. So I was 100% green. This is the line he used. He was like, yeah, if you need some help backing up or something, need some help maneuvering, just give me a call, man. My name's Jimmy. I said, oh, okay. Absolutely. Paid no attention to Jimmy. This company that we work for, they put us in hotel rooms that were roughly about 2 or 3 miles away. It was about three different hotels that they used. I wasn't familiar with this, but Jimmy was, because he's a trainer with the company, so he knew, because he has to go pick his students up, what 3 hotels it was. Jimmy stalked me and found me. I never told this man which hotel I was in. He found me.
He was a stalker?
Pulled up on me. Now, mind you, I don't know him. I just met him. I know he worked for the company, but I know nothing about him. He pulled up with this big black dude that I swear to y'all, looked just like Crunchy Black, mouth full of slugs, big black dude, and was just like, hey, shout, let me take you to the city or something. Let me take you to St. Louis and show you a good time. I was like, nigga, I'm not getting in the truck with you and this big black dude. Bruh. And this, honest to God, look, on this beautiful child that sleep beside me, Jimmy called me. I told him, just give me a second, let me figure it out. In my mind, I knew I wasn't going with him. Jimmy called me 36 times that night.
36? You counted them?
No, I had 36 missed calls. I didn't have to count. When I got to my phone, I had 36 missed calls. And boy, Jimmy, that load had to be late because he couldn't rest because he was calling me so.
All right.
He's so quiet now. I don't like it when he don't talk. He's so quiet.
Okay.
Just gonna let the people figure out which story size.
Hey, look, y'all. All we know out there is that Jimmy and Tiff met, and they've been together 8 years. How they met, Jesus knows.
Yeah.
But look, we know. So yeah. How I want to finish it is what makes this story so peculiar. Now, I'm telling the truth, Jimmy was lying, but, we'll let y'all decide, all right?
She Michael and I'm Pippin, you know what I mean?
Honest to God, we of course we didn't start dating when we first met there. Long story short, I had just got out of a horrible relationship. I was single for another 2 years. I wasn't interested in Jimmy because of that fact. I had just got out of a relationship. Jimmy was super persistent. I mean, good morning, Texas, good night, Texas. He was super persistent, right? Mm-hmm. I ended up changing my number because my former had got my number. So I changed my number. Real true story. This is like almost a year later. I'm stopping in Nashville. As I'm pulling into the TA to get fuel, I see this dude walking across the fuel aisle. I'm looking rough, raggedy. This is almost a year after us initially meeting. He hops up, he jumps up on the door. He like, dang, you ain't like me that much. You had to change your number. I had to apologize to him, let him know it wasn't because of him. You know, it was because of my ex. He got my number that day, and the rest is history. Now, from there, we dated, got engaged, got married. I'm from Mississippi. He's from Georgia. Ended up moving to Georgia. Had this beautiful child here, and here we are.
I'm going to take that. You going to take that, Clint? We're going to take that right there.
That's true. That's the truth.
Being married, man, you learn to pick your battles, man.
Hey, pick them battles. What else you got, Wolf? I think you have another question.
Yeah, man. My question is, man, what is the toughest thing? Let me ask you this. Did y'all run together at one point in time?
Yes.
Okay. Give me the two. What is the toughest part of being in love in the truck, and what is the best part?
I'll do because I'm sure he got his own opinion on the best part. But the absolute worst part is the lack of space. Okay. Like that's the absolute worst part. Because I mean, regardless of love in the truck, love in the house, love in the trailer part, you gonna argue. We have arguments, except we in a cell. I can't storm out. I can't do nothing. You know, he petty. If I'm in the sleeper berth, he's slamming on brakes. I'm rolling all over the damn truck. You know, it's the lack of space that's the hardest part. That not the altercations, because we all have those, but that, you know, I just need 5 minutes to myself, but you don't get that because y'all are in the truck. So that's the hardest part.
Man, that's definitely fair though. You know what I'm saying? That's just real talk, man. So that's fair. What about you, Jim?
I would have to agree with Tiffany. I never really teamed with anybody else before. You know what I mean? And us teaming up, it was kind of short-lived too. But you know, that space is definitely, you know, kind of trying. You know what I mean? Because you really have to love somebody to be in that truck with them in those close quarters for so long, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely, I would have to agree with her with that being probably the most difficult thing to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And what was the other part? What's the best thing you always say?
What's the best thing?
Keep it PG. PG-13.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna do that. But as far as with me, I'm a firm believer that if somebody can't tell you something to help you better yourself, then why even deal with them? Mm-hmm. So, you know, with Tip being having less time or having less real time as me, it was a beautiful thing to see. You know, the dude that I was working for at the time, he flew out to Sacramento. Tiffany hadn't been west of Denver. Okay. So to see her go out west, and I was running from Georgia to San Diego to Washington State to Maine back down to Georgia. That's the turn that I was making, you know, and I would stay out months on end. But to see her go up Grapevine for the first time, to see her go up Donna Pass, you know, to see her go down through Snoqualmie Pass, you know what I mean? It was really beautiful, man. And Tiffany had drove in a 62-mile-an-hour truck. So when she got in the truck, they didn't have no speed limit, you know, coming through El Paso. Once you get on 10 west of El Paso, speed limit jumps up to 80. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember vaguely trying to sleep, and I could feel the vibration of the truck running 80, 85 miles an hour. And I'm like, man, slow it down. You know? But, you know, just times like that, you know what I mean? Like, those are situations that I hold dear to my heart, you know what I mean? And I'll always remember those times. But to see her growth, you know, she couldn't hit the side of a barn backing up. And she got with Big Daddy, man, and now she got with Big Daddy, and now I bet with her backing up against anybody, man. You know what I mean? So to see that was more the thing that I cherished the most.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So her skills.
I'm not honest though. Well, if I was honest, didn't I tell you I couldn't back up?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the Big Daddy part, but I was honest. I told y'all I couldn't back up. Nah,
but what
the other part?
The other part was the other part where you could come from McDonald's all the way up here and high gear now.
I told him I come back from McDonald's to Decatur.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. I'm cold-blooded, man. B know, be playing, but B know. He know. I done backed around him in a couple circles, man.
Woo! Tiff, you know I alley dock in a telephone booth, girl. You better stop.
That dude cold though. I give it to him. He cold. He light skin cold though. So that's a different type of cold. He cold though, man. He cold.
Hey, that's good stuff though. That's good stuff that Jimmy, you know, you saying to see her get assimilated into trucking and grow, that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But this is another question I got for you, and I'm just keeping it 100 with you, Jimmy. How do you feel about at that time out on the road having, you know, with your wife in a male dominated industry? How did that make you feel?
Well, B, you know me, but for people that don't know me, you know, these two young ladies just to the right of me, I'm very, very protective of.
Right.
I haven't always been married, and I know how grimy it can get. You know, I know how people can try to take advantage of pretty young ladies, and I don't know, man. I kind of stayed in a hip pocket. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because you know, when her family tells me that they entrust her livelihood, her safety to me, I have to make sure that she's protected. You know what I mean? And I had a vision that maybe she didn't see back then, but I knew it wasn't going to be long, you know, as far as her having to drive. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, most people that have visions, they're shunned or told that they're crazy because they see something that people can't even see. They can't even fathom it. So, you know, but to answer your question, I'm very, very protective over my wife. And I don't tolerate the disrespect thing. To disrespect me is one thing. I can handle that a different way. But to disrespect something that's that I hold near and dear to me, man, I don't really play like that.
Right.
But she can hold her own though. Mean that's right state, man. She can hold her own, man.
Oh yeah, I know that. You ain't got to tell me that. I know she can hold on. But that's just something I wanted to ask about because that's just a harsh reality. You know, we gotta, you know, it's a trucking industry out there. We know it's male dominated. You know, I was just out at the truck stop with, you know, and not doing some interviews and stuff. And, you know, some guys was walking by. I was out there with my wife, you know, and, you know, some guys thirsty, you know how it is in the industry. But, you know, the beautiful thing is when you have a woman that's God-fearing and they know who they are, you know what I'm saying? That stuff you ain't even got to worry about. But it is something that as men, we have on our radar, you know, at all times. And that's just keeping it 100. Now, so Clint, what else you got, Clint?
Now let me say this before we move forward, man. From the first interview with us getting like our sister truckers on, man, and having Tiff on, I was a Tiff fan. Having talked to Jimmy, I'm a Jimmy fan, man.
Oh, he done switched sides.
No. I'm saying
no,
I ain't switching sides.
Ain't that wrong switching sides, man?
No, I ain't switching sides. I'm just saying I'm both now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like a Tiff and a Jimmy fan. Getting to know Jimmy, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see y'all compliment each other, man. So I'm fans of both of you guys, honestly. My next question is, when you guys were out on the road, what did you do for date night meals? Did you like pull the truck up to Benihana or something? Like what do you do for date night meals? What's the go-to?
That's a great question. So actually, we had the best days of our relationship while we was on the road. And it wasn't quite Benihana's, but it was more so like, because me and Jimmy are both foodies. We're a firm believer that some of the best places are like holes in the walls, literally. That you look on the outside and you be like, this place ain't passed health inspection. But when you get in there, it's a big black woman named Martha that's cooking with love. And you know what I'm saying? It's a whole other different vibe. But me and Jimmy would find those places, literally. We would find those places. We would Uber. We Ubered a couple times. A lot of the places were trucker friendly, or it was walking distance from the truck stop. God, I mean, there was so many. We always thought we really should have did a blog when we were over the road, but it was so many places, great food places all over the country that we visited. And like you said, sometimes most of them were trucker friendly. We could just pull the truck up, walk across the street within a mile or two. We have Uber. What else, man?
When I first started driving, I stayed 3 months at a time, and then I come home for 4 days, and then I go back out for 3 months. So it was kind of like a Rolodex in my mind because I ran 70, 80, and 90 a lot, you know. So the best place that I can remember it to this day, you know, right across from the world's biggest truck stop in Walcott, Iowa, is a spot right behind the Pilot called Grandma's Kitchen. Best food, some of the best food, and the portions are huge. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's how I got this belly, Jimmy. That's how I got this belly.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the first places that when we got in the truck together that we actually sat down and ate. You know what I mean? And the people was just drawn to it because they seen me all the time. You know what I mean? But when they seen it, I introduced them to my wife, man, they just took a liking to it. She has a very nice spirit that draws people to her. You know what I mean? Man, we said, man, we ate for hours.
Wow. Man, I'm sorry to keep y'all. What? Bro, hold on. My cousin Dennis, bro. He keep begging. He that came over. He a truck driver. He keep begging me. He want to ask y'all a question, man. What, bro? Hold on a sec, y'all. Hold on a sec.
Oh man, what's going on, Woo?
I don't know, man.
This wasn't in the script.
No, man. I don't know. I don't know what's he say his cousin there or something, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
Oh man.
Hey. Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
I've been driving about 10 years. I taught Mr. B everything, you know, even my cousin. And I just want to know, I'm trying to find love out on the road. And I just wonder what advice y'all can give me. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm at the truck stops and I you know, I see a nice young lady. I help her let down a landing gear. I'm very nice. And I'm trying to find love in the truck. And I just wonder what advice y'all can give me. What advice y'all can give folk that's looking for love in the truck. You got some, Jimmy, you ain't got no advice for me?
I think
I'm just trying to find love like you found it.
Well, to your point, I wasn't actually looking for it. You know what I mean?
Well, Jimmy, I'm looking for it, Jimmy. The difference between me and you weren't looking, but I'm looking, Jimmy.
Where he looking though, man? Where he looking? Bro?
So you saying I shouldn't be looking?
No.
Brian, Mr. B got a pretty wife. You got a pretty wife, Jimmy.
Thank you.
And I want a pretty wife, and I just want some advice. I need to stop looking, you think?
No. Just ease up. Don't be so tense, man. You know what I mean? Just like the time. You know, everything that look good for you ain't good for you. You know what I mean? And I believe you'll find it, man. It'll fall in your lap in the right time, you know.
So what can I ask you? You know, what are you offering to that good woman? Because that's a thing too. You know, because if you're looking for love, and if the young lady that you're looking for, if she's like myself and she's a driver, then you know, we make the same money. So what are you bringing to the table for that young lady that you're looking for?
Chips, good point. I make good money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a great singer.
Okay.
Oh, you so beautiful.
Hey. Oh, gee.
And don't sing to him off the rip. Give him ease into that.
I usually sing for him, Jimmy, when I see him.
Just ease into it, man.
It might be too much for him initially. So you know, it might be too much. You know what I mean? A little overpowering because sometimes.
So you saying I should? Well, I won't. I sometimes hit with the high notes like.
Yeah, hum at first. Just hum. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right, Jimmy. Hey, I gotta go. I parked my truck down at Boulder Crest. And,
Lord! Oh, go get it! Go get it! Go get it! You were supposed to park over there.
Okay, Mr. B will be back now. Hey, Jimmy, chill. I appreciate y'all, and I'll pray for me.
I hope you still got a truck. Baby.
I don't care. I'm trying to find a wife. I don't care about
but you won't have no truck though. Over on Boulder Crest.
I want a wife, too. I want a pretty wife.
I know it, but see, you in the wrong.
I want a pretty. I don't care about no truck. I want love. I want love.
Wolf, bro, fix it, man. Well, why you ain't trying to fix it, man? Wolf, you were supposed to fix it, bro. And you didn't do nothing. I was waiting on you, bro. You were supposed to fix it, man. B.
Yeah, man.
Why you let that man park out Boulder Crest, bro?
Look at man, Dennis come through sometime, bro, and we feed him. We let him get something to eat. But
he don't want none of that. He looking for love, man. He want a pretty wife.
Dennis looking for a wife, man. He looking for a wife. So I think y'all gave him some hope.
Okay.
I think y'all
gave him still got a truck though. Because that love is beautiful. But Boulder Crest he's not supposed to park there.
Hey,
oh my God.
To come over here and get to come over here and eat with me, man. He parked that thing. Nobody don't mess with it, man. But you know.
Oh my God, man.
It is what it is. It is.
I'm worried. So let me know later on if the truck's still there. I'm just a little worried.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up with this last question. For folk like Dennis who looking for love, for people out there who done fell in love, what's the advice you all to give somebody who's found love out there on the road? What advice would you give?
Focus on the love that you found. Because one thing about the industry, it was here before all of us, it's gonna be here after all of us. But you gotta critique what you have, because Unlike the trucking industry, love isn't timeless unless you make it timeless. So invest in and empower your partner. Make sure your partner is feeding into you. And if it takes for you to step away from the truck for you guys to get on the same page, then do that, because the industry is gonna be there. And once y'all on the same page, y'all can both with your powers combined feed into the industry and come up with something beautiful, like me and my husband were able to do. So my advice would be to focus on building that love.
Dang, man.
Okay. Hey, that's good stuff.
And I'm gonna kind of go the other way. If you're looking for love, I would say that, try not to lean to your own understanding. In God's time, it will happen. I'm kind of glad that I didn't rush into anything with my wife, because she probably wouldn't be my wife if I rushed into it, and it was just as easy as that. You know what I mean? But getting to know who she was as a person, what she liked, what she didn't like, her core values, her principles in which that she lived on, just getting to know who she was, you know what I mean? And taking your time and knowing and understanding who that person was, who that person is, was really big. Because if I would have had it my way, it wouldn't have aligned with the way that God saw it. Mm-hmm. And I had to step back and let God do his work. Mm-hmm. And love conquers all.
Mm. Look, hey, let me say this, B, man. I mean, listen. You put Tiff down to Kirk Ramos, man. Tiff, give me the quote again on Love Is Timeless. Give me that quote. I might have to elevate you to Phil Jackson after that one. Give me that quote again.
Well, so unlike the trucking industry, love isn't timeless. It has to be built to be timeless. The thing about the trucking industry, it was here before us. It's gonna be here after us. When all of us is dead and gone, and we done rode every U.S. highway and byway we could ride, it's a whole nother set of drivers is getting ready to do the same thing. It's timeless. It's ongoing. It's infinite. Love is that way, but only if you make it that way.
Yeah, you and Mr. Jimmy got some quotes, man. I tell you, y'all got some.
That's some good stuff. Yeah, that's some good stuff. And that's
something else we know. Jimmy got unlimited calling and minutes. By the way, he called me when he first met me, so we know
Here we go.
He held on to that unlimited plan.
Here we go. Hold your peace, Jimmy. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. Look here. We wrapping it up. We're gonna let Tiff have that last word. How about that, Jimmy? Hey, but real talk, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all coming on. Mr. B, keeping it in the road. You all are inspiration, man. Mm-hmm. Life has its ups, life has its downs. You all been riding for 8 years. And this is what I want to speak to both you and Jimmy, Tiff, is that the number 8 represents new beginnings. When God destroyed the earth and restarted it, he restarted it with 8 people. That was Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their 3 wives. That was 8 people. In the scripture, the number 8 represents new beginning. And I'm speaking this over y'all right now. There is a new beginning coming into your life right now. There is expansion. There is blessings. And I just sense in my soul that God is about to do something new. In your 8th year, as you're walking into your 9th year, expect expansion. Expect blessings. Expect a newness of life coming. That comes from Mr. B. I keep it in the road, but I keep it in the road with Jesus. How about that?
I love it. That's when I knew. See, before I used to think that it was just light-skinned people, but oh no, it's light-skinned people with Jesus, and they powerful, bro. They powerful. Wolf, you didn't even know that, and I know you didn't know it, but I'm telling you, because they already light-skinned, so they closer to God. I'm just letting you know. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. That was deep. That was heavy, man. I really appreciate it.
Real talk. I love y'all, man. And, I appreciate y'all coming on the show. We'll be connecting soon. Give Zemiah a big kiss for us.
Yeah.
Again, like I said,
she'll be up. She'll be up. I sure will.
All right.
Appreciate the opportunity, man.
All right. Man, and we'll be in contact. And I just need y'all to, the way we end this thing, I just need y'all to say, keeping it in the road. I need you to say, keep it in the road, Tiff, however you want to say it. And I need Jimmy to say, keep it in the road. So on the count of 3, I'm going to let Tiff go first, ladies first, and then Jimmy going to say, keep it in the road, however you want to say it. 1, 2, 3, go for it.
Hey, whatever y'all do, it's some curves down the road, there's some hills you might climb, but one thing for sure, keep that thing in the road.
Keep it on the side up and bottom side down, driver. Keep it in the road, come on.
Yes, sir.
All right. Come on. All right, man. I love y'all. Y'all my favorite couple. I'm going to be in contact.
Awesome.
Much love, y'all, man.
Awesome,
all right.
Man. Awesome.
Y'all be blessed.
Awesome.
All right. Woo.
God.
Come on now. Come on.
That was good, man.
Come on.
Good, man. That was good, man. That was just.
Come on, Wolf.
Hey, man. Hey, look, man. I spent half of the show laughing, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The Bible says laughter does the heart good like a medicine, man. You gave me a lot of medicine today.
Yeah, that Dennis, man. I'm a.
Well, you let Dennis come on with something else, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Dennis come and visit us every now and then when he get on his 34-hour reset. He come by the house and we give him some food and we praying that he'll find love. You
know man, I'm praying he find love too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Dennis, my apologies. I didn't mean to laugh, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you kind of caught me off guard with the singing that Dennis. So. Yeah.
And it's interesting. Dennis kind of rides with Dennis, like he needs to go see one. Like he need to go see one. So we appreciate y'all hanging out here with Mr. B, rolling in this truck with Wolf. We about to downshift this thing. We in 10th gear. We about to slow it down to 1,000 RPM. We dropping the 8th gear.
Yes, sir.
Whoa! We gonna drop that thing down to about 500 RPMs. We about to drop it on down. We gonna split it and drop it in 5. Oh! We gonna slow down to 1,000 RPM. We slowing down to 500 RPM and we gonna drop that thing down in the bottom hole. We at the truck stop. We about to back on up into this hole, y'all. And we about to get out and matter of fact, we gonna grab something to eat, then we gonna get in that sleeper berth and we gonna let y'all have it here. But we got one thing we want to say to them truck drivers. What we got to say to them, Clint, what they need to do?
Keep it in the road.
All right, y'all. See y'all next time.